Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. Once again, it is the three middle-aged dudes just bullshitting about nothing. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Greymouth 1.
And in this particular video, we're pretty much going to talk about how Nintendo is taking over the world. Well, before we get into the big conspiracies and everything else, we're going to take a trip down nostalgia lane, and we're going to talk about the classic NES Mini, which is coming out. Just last week, they announced that they were going to put out a NES console, basically a retro clone emulator, a little box that was going to be preloaded with 30 games that came with a classic style controller for $59.99 manufacturer suggested retail price. Fully compatible with display to high definition and modern displays through HDMI. It also has its own internal save RAM, so no longer you don't have to worry about fucking passwords anymore, or bad battery swaps, or not holding down reset when you hit power, so you don't kill your save on your fucking cartridge. And it also includes all of the save state functionality of virtual console games that they have available for the Wii, the Wii U, and also the 3DS. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm probably going to own one, gentlemen, but this is a conversation between all of us, so the floor is open. What are your thoughts?
What you just mentioned there with the ability to save, that totally eliminates millennials throwing or jettisoning Nintendos and controllers, because there are certain games that are on this fucking list that will make gamers do that.
Yep.
But this is for nostalgia, and most millennials won't be getting this. It's for gamers like us that do want to go back, and for those that don't already have an NES or these games, it's going to be a gold mine. Now, 30 games.
Yes.
That's kind of like rare replay-ish.
Yeah.
But at the end here, okay, there are a couple of these games that could be replaced by certain games, but for the most part, these games speak volumes, and the games, some of the games that are on there are the reason why you play games today.
Exactly.
Now, the only drawbacks that I have personally, number one, no light gun games and no light gun support. Now that kind of, I understand, I really do, but that would have boosted up its quality if it would have had that.
Yeah.
It came with a sensor just like the Wii. Number two, it's only 30 games. They could have had at least 60. That's me. But the 30 games that they do have, most of them either are by Nintendo or they spoke volumes for the Nintendo. As far as this is the reason why you need to get a Nintendo. Most of the games that they do have on there. I mean, you have all three Marios. You have both of the Zeldas. You have Metroid. You have Kid Icarus on there. You have Castlevania. Now, I don't know how they pulled that off.
1 and 2.
Right, 1 and 2. Oh, yeah. 3 was the jettisoning Nintendo game. They had first Ninja Gaiden there. Yeah. Like I say, Castlevania 1 and 2, due to Konami not being a gaming company anymore, I don't know how they pulled that off. But for the games that are on there, like I said, they could have added, and the other drawback is that you can't update it. It would have been pretty sweet if you can update it and put more ROMs, more games, more things on there. But I understand why they went this route. I hope that this sells. I hope that this works. Maybe they'll come out with an upgraded one with more games, or maybe they'll come out with a Super Nintendo one. That has to be at least 100 games if they do that. I'm excited about this, and most likely I will own one too. That's just, yeah, you have to buy extra controller and all that, but it doesn't matter.
It's only $10.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can, yeah, like you said, you don't have to hold down power to turn off and on certain games or reset or worry about saving it and no, or your NES fucking up right in the middle of the game while you're the second and last stage, whatever. You don't have to worry about that with this model. So, I mean, I'm excited for it. I just wish there were just more games for it, more options. But, yeah.
Gray Mouse, sir?
On that note, I give it about a month, and the modders are going to figure out how. Because I don't think, in all honesty, I don't think all the memory is going to be used per se, and they're going to figure out some way to add because all they are is ROMs. You know what I mean? At this point, so what I'm thinking is that the hackers are going to get a hold of them.
But they're going to have an NES emulator on this NES.
Well, to add more games to that system, then yeah.
Well, it is pretty much an emulation box. Let's just be honest
here.
Yeah. The only thing that it's missing really is an input-output method to go ahead and put more games in there.
Right.
Well,
that's the only thing that's really missing.
With me, right, this gives me a great opportunity because I have a capture card that actually I can record some gameplay of old school games. You know, the Castlevanias, the Metroid, the what do you call it? Especially the Zeldas. You know, Kid Icarus. Just that list demands attention. That's all I gotta say. It demands attention. That list of 30 games are the games.
So you're going to finally record how you were Mario and then how you jumped off the street. That's a story for another time.
Yes,
that's a great amount.
When I was flipping through the news and I saw this, my jaw dropped and I was like, "Oh man, I got to let the guys know about this." Yeah.
It's funny because even though I have most of those games in my collection already for the actual NES, I'm still gonna fucking get it.
And the fact that it
HDMI support.
HDMI support, yes. And the fact that
I hope the rendering is okay. I hope.
Well, no, it's spot on perfect for the fact that it's based off of, from what I understand, it's based off of the Virtual Console stuff that they released out for the 3DS and Wii U, and that shit is perfect. Showing up on HDMI.
And then, the controllers. The actual controllers, your old school controllers could fit in there and you could plug it up and play. I thought that was great. I was like, damn, why didn't Nintendo think about this years ago? And then
because enough time didn't pass.
True. And then of course I saw a couple articles about the inevitable Super Nintendo Mini. Bring it on Nintendo. That's all I got to say.
That's probably going to be looking at 3 to 5 years.
As soon as I read that article and I found out what it was and I saw that list, Nintendo already had my $60. My $60 were gone. It's already gone. It was gone. Just that simple. I'm like.
Well, the funny thing about the NES Mini, the NES Classic Mini, is that like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to own one. It's only $60, and a lot of people, I saw feedback online, folks were saying, well, why are you going to spend $60 when you can sit there and you can own ROMs and emulators for free? Look, motherfucker, each and every one of these fucking titles is $5 on the Virtual Console store for Nintendo.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Okay? At this price point, they're $2 a fucking piece.
Yep.
It's legitimate, and guess what? Unless you want to go ahead and do some technical mumbo jumbo to go ahead and get some sort of vid capping going. It's really easy for vid capping. That and the fact that, guess what? I can't use my classic fucking controller.
Right, on an emulator.
Unless
you buy an NES style controller to fucking USB it.
Or a USB adapter, but still there's a bit of lag that's encountered when doing that.
Exactly.
The thing with this is that it's a very, very clean device, and like everybody is saying, like I said, I'm probably going to go ahead and pre-order one because other that and an extra controller. Otherwise, when it comes out in November, people are going to fucking buy them up, and you're going to see them on eBay for $150 a piece.
Christmas time is going to be the real business with this thing.
Yeah.
So you got to pre-order it. It's just.
Yeah.
People are going to have it. People are going to get it. And like you said, people are going to be very stupid about it, selling it on eBay and jacking up the price. I mean, come on. Gray Mouse. Reverend, let's look at the list of games for this thing before we move on.
Okay, the list of games, as far as it goes, we've got Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3, Legend of Zelda, and Legend of Zelda 2: The Adventure Link. We got Donkey Kong Metroid, Kirby's Adventure, Dr. Mario, Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream. It's not Mike Tyson's.
Balloon Fight for that.
Yeah, we know that. Donkey Kong Jr.,
Yep.
Excite Bike,
Yes.
Ice Climber,
Yes.
Icarus, the Mario Brothers.
You know what's pause. You know what's sweet about Excite Bike? Save.
Yes. Yes.
We're done here. There was no way to do that before. So now you can save your track and always come back to it.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. The beauty of this whole thing is that you can video cap this. Which
you can do that too.
And HDMI.
Well, let's continue down the list. Okay. Then we have Star Tropics 2.
Yes.
Bubble Bobble. And this is where it starts going into the licensed games outside of just the Nintendo franchise. Bubble Bobble, Final Fantasy, Gradius, Pac-Man.
How'd they pull that off?
Castlevania 2.
Woo!
Yeah, those off.
Galaga.
Yes.
Mega Man 2. Ghosts and Goblins.
Yes.
Super Contra.
Yes.
Which I see kind of, I think that's kind of odd that they didn't include the original Contra.
I agree with that.
I'll take it. Okay. Then we have Ninja Gaiden,
Jettison.
Tecmo Bowl, and Double Dragon 2, The Revenge.
Knees!
Yep.
Oh,
and
man.
It's actually 2-player.
Look, can you imagine? I can just imagine the videos that's going to be coming out of the Ghosts and Goblins and those hard-ass games, Ninja Gaiden games.
No, there are already videos of those, but people use, like,
they use emulators, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But to actually beat that shit without cheats on an NES, I've done it, but
Castlevania 2, Castlevania. That's so interesting that Konami, what is it? Is it Taiko? Bubble Bobble? Taito,
yeah.
Taito. Wow.
Yes.
Like, wow.
Tecmo has 2 games on there.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Konami, I was like, whoa, wait, how did they pull that off? With Gradius, Castlevania's 1 and 2.
The only thing that I can think of, like I said, since it is tied to the functionality is tied to what's available on the Virtual Console, I think Nintendo went ahead and they maybe it was like through some sort of legal financial wrangling, they were able to get the rights to go ahead and release it over, maybe because it's also considered a Nintendo platform that it's available to release it digitally.
Those are games that put the Nintendo on the fucking map.
I mean, they're one of the games. Yeah.
I mean, holy cow, Square Enix, are you kidding me? Yeah, who else is there? There's I just couldn't believe
Tecmo
with Ninja Gaiden and Tecmo Bowl.
And Tecmo Bowl. I mean,
Capcom with Ghosts and Goblins and Mega Man 2.
Mega Man 2, and of course, out of all the Mega Mans, they had to choose Mega Man 2, which is,
people consider that the best one.
Well, they consider that the easiest one out there.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm just being honest about that. It's the easiest one out there.
It's the easiest one out there.
Then there's Taito with Bubble Bobble and Double Dragon 2.
Yep. I mean, it's...
Of course, that list is completely, subjective. I mean, everybody likes their own game. But I'm really satisfied with it.
I mean, come on, all 3 Marios are there.
Well,
I don't think Mario 2's there.
At least
no,
shit like Donkey Kong there.
Super Mario Brothers on there. Yep.
The Donkey Kong is on there. Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah, I was like, Donkey Kong Math isn't. Donkey Kong 3 isn't. Okay, they skip certain things. The only one that Star Tropics and Ice Climber kind of confused me, but they're still good games.
Well, Ice Climber is a great game. Especially if you play 2 players. Ice Climber is fucking great.
Yeah.
They needed with Star Tropics, they needed like an action RPG type. I was really surprised to see 1 and 2 though. I figured that they only hit the first one. And I don't think
the problem with Star Tropics 1, okay, and this was a problem with the game, but for some stupid fucking reason, in order to find the last island or the last dungeon to go ahead and go through and pass the fucking game, you had to have the actual physical fucking map that came in the box with the manual and everything else.
Right.
And at the time, who the fuck kept their boxes?
No.
Okay.
I wish I did, to be honest.
Yeah. And to tell you the truth, it was like I believe it was like some stupid fucking trick where you had to sit there and like spill water on it, and it fucking gave you the coordinates. And the map is fucking paper, so you could only do this once. Unless you don't fucking write this down, you are fucked after that.
You know what? I remember that. You're right, because I remember that you had to pour water on it to get the cord. I remember doing that distinctly. That you just. Yeah. Oh wow! I completely forgot about that.
And wow. That's the reason why you can find a lot of copies of Star Tropics, the first one, fucking used for really goddamn cheap, and a lot of people aren't going out of their way to go ahead and buy it unless they don't know any better.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now at least the peripherals are left out besides the light gun. I mean, the light gun would have been interesting with Duck Hunt and Hogan's Alley and Wild Gunman.
They could put track and field.
Operation Wolf could have been a good one. It's another Taito game.
The problem is though with the light gun and the way that it works with HDMI.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
they could have had a sensor like the Wii sensor.
Yeah, I was hoping, but that didn't happen. And the truth of the matter is that when it comes to the best thing that I think about the Mini is not only does it hit like every sweet spot.
Yeah, it's like in your hand. It's like, geez, man.
The best thing is the fact that the spread of games that they got, the folks who put together that list of games, they thought really long and hard, and they were like, okay, we understand we can't get everybody's favorite, but we're going to put one in that fits the bill for every fucking genre out there.
You gotta remember too, there are certain mom and pop stores that sell some of these games for like at least $30.
Yep.
You know, I mean, you could still find Metroid or Zeldas or even the Marios for like $29.99 at one of these stores. So this these amount of games for this price, the actually NES Mini is almost the same size as a fucking controller. It's hilarious.
Yep.
But yeah, most likely I will be partaking in this. I don't see why.
I mean, some games that I wish they were in there, like Team C Surf Designs, California Games. I understand why Track and Field couldn't be in there because that you kind of need.
Castlevania is 1 and 2. Oh no, just get a battery.
Yeah, everybody did. Yeah. Roll the battery. Come on,
battery. Take a lot of real records you want. Oh, look, come on, everybody did it.
But I mean, there are some games that I would have liked to see was like Lolo. I would like to see. A lot of people didn't like Marlon Secret Castle.
Look, if they would have had Super Dodgeball there.
Oh my God. They didn't have sports games.
That's why I said at least 60 games could have, or like the action. Look at pro wrestling or something like that. They could have added so many, and that's what I'm saying. Super Nintendo, if they want to go nostalgic with the Super Nintendo Mini, they better have at least 100 to 150 games on it.
To tell you the truth,
go ahead.
I think $30 is 30 games is probably the sweet spot between the Nintendo guys at Nintendo actually want
the price
and giving it as fair price to consumers. I really think that is.
But I wish they would have had a way to update.
I have no
games and put games into it.
With that list, I have no complaints. I mean, that list is like the Reverend said.
Oh, the list is great.
They must have thought about that for months and months.
Well, not really, because the Nintendo titles that they put in there were the best-selling Nintendo titles, and there's no way that they could have went around certain ones like the Marios and the Zeldas, Metroid, Kid Icarus, and Kirby. They couldn't have went around any of those. That was just substantial. They had to have those there. Now, as far as the controller and system jettisoning games, I understand why they picked certain ones. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden. I wonder how they Tecmo Bowl. I wonder how they pulled that off because of the NFL license.
I was going to say, what about like games like RBI baseball? There's only one sports game.
Which one? One, two, three, or four?
The first one.
Well, the thing with Tecmo Bowl, as far as it goes, is that if you go back far enough, it's considered a legacy title where it's they don't have to worry about the copyright or licensing issues as far as that goes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if they would have had they could have covered it with like Double Dribble and Blades of Steel, or
that's what I'm saying.
Baseball Stars.
Yep, RBI baseball. It's just that there was only one.
No, they could have picked only one baseball game, and I think either Nintendo's baseball or Baseball Stars would have made that list.
Yeah.
That's just me. Yeah. Pro wrestling, that would have been great.
I would have gone for Tecmo World Wrestling over Pro Wrestling.
Tecmo World Wrestling, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adventure Island, but the games that they do have are great, and it was a real surprise to me. I was like, whoa, I'll be $60 less by the time this shit comes out.
70 plus tax.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna get the extra controller.
Okay, fine.
But it comes out what, September? Like really
11/11.
Yeah, November 11th. Yep.
11/11.
Well, I'll be there. I'm thinking about pre-ordering that myself.
Yep.